Hello, everyone. Welcome to new broadcasting on Waiting on God. Welcome back in a new day of the week. Wherever you are in your time frame, may you find time to take a moment This is Pastor Yeti. Today in our meditation of waiting on God, we're going to talk about keeping His ways. Wait on the Lord and keep His way, and He shall exalt you to inherit the earth. Psalm 37, verse 34. If we desire to find a person whom we long to meet, we inquire about the place where the person might be found and what that particular person, their ways are. When waiting on God, we need to be careful that we keep His ways. We can never expect to find Him apart from these. You did come out to meet Him, that with rejoicing had worked righteousness. In your ways they remembered you. Isaiah 64, verse 5. We may be sure that God is never to be found except in His ways. And by the soul who seeks and patiently waits, He is always most surely to be found there. Wait on the Lord and keep His ways, and He shall exalt you. How close the connection is between the two parts, wait on the Lord, has to do with worship and disposition. And keep His way deals with our walk and work. The outer life must be in harmony with the inner. The inner must be the inspiration and the strength for the other. Our God has made His ways for our conduct known in His word, and He invites our confidence for His grace and help in our heart. If we do not keep His ways, our waiting on Him can bring no blessing. The surrender to obedience to all His will is to the secret of access to all the blessings of His fellowship. Notice how strongly this comes out in the psalm. It speaks of evildoer who prospers in his way and calls on the believer not to fret himself. Psalm 37, verse 7. When we see people around us who are prosperous and happy while they forsake God's way, and we are left in difficulty or suffering, we are in danger of fretting at what appears so unjust and then turning to seek our prosperity in their path. The psalm says, do not be angry. Verse 1. Wait in the Lord and do good. Verse 3. Be silent before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Verse 7. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Verse 8. Depart from evil and do good. Verse 27. The Lord does not forsake His merciful ones. Verse 28. The righteous shall inherit the earth. Verse 29. The law of his God is in his heart, and therefore none of his steps shall slide. Psalm 37, verse 31. And then this follows: wait on the Lord and keep his way. If you do what God asks you to do, God will do more than you can ask of him. Let no one give in to the fear and claim that he cannot keep his ways. This robs one of all confidence. True, you don't have the strength yet to keep all his ways, but you can keep those for which you have already received strength. Surrender yourself willing to keep all God's ways in the strength which will come from waiting on him. Give up your whole being to God without reserve and without doubt. He will prove himself God to you and work in you that which is pleasing in his sight through Jesus Christ. Keep his ways as you know them in the Word. Keep his ways as nature teaches them in all ways, doing what appears right. Keep his ways as providence points them out. Keep his ways as the Holy Spirit suggests. Don't think of waiting on God while you say you are not willing to work in his way. However weak you feel, just be willing, and he who has worked to will work to do by his power. It may be that the consciousness of shortcomings and sin makes our text look more like a hindrance than a help in waiting on God. Don't let it be so. Haven't we said more than once that the very starting point and groundwork of this waiting is utter and absolute ineffectiveness? Why not come with everything evil you feel in yourself? Every memory of unwillingness, unwatchfulness, unfaithfulness, and all that causes such unceasing self-condemnation. Put your power in God's omnipotence and find your deliverance by waiting on God. Your failure has been due to one thing: you sought to conquer and obey in your own strength. Come and bow before God until you learn that he is the God who alone is good and alone can work any good thing. Believe that in yourself and all that nature can do, there is no true power. Be content to receive the working of his mighty grace and life. Waiting on God will become the renewal of your strength to run in his ways and not be weary, to walk in his path and never faint. Wait on the Lord and keep his way will be command and promise together. My soul, wait you only upon the Lord. Oh, dear friends, it is, I think, normal to think that, as we heard about people who are very rich, that we can feel very unhappy. It's unfair. And I think it's not always about money, but sometimes when there are people who have every day overjoyed and really feeling very good, very okay, And there is something that is not that part of your life, which can change the way you look at God, or to look at that particular person, or even a friend. When there's a conflict in not getting it, why others are better in their adventure, better in their walk, better in their life, in what they have, in what they possess. But here's the thing. God understands your circumstances, and these are not cheap words. As we walk our life, as we live our life in the confidence that God is with us, then the only thing we have to do is waiting upon Him. And waiting is walking. And in the meantime, in that adventure, your journey, you sit and think. You have conversations with a loyal, trustworthy friend. You talk with God. You give all your emotions. And we know sometimes life is unfair. It's true. Why? The world is unfair. The world shows us a lot of wrong ways to live your life. And some seems to be fine. There is prosperity. There are people, countries who are doing well. But the world shows us the total contradiction in what God is. And God put us here to do the work for our inner being, for our other being, in and out of our lives, and also for others. We have a plan to live this journey with this meaning that our life is in God, as I speak to Christians, and welcome to the stranger. I always say, I hope you find your way, and may God bless you. Yes, we know that we meet people who are supposed to be looking better, richer. But don't forget, the moment you came to Christ, you received the most powerful indwelling. You are sealed with the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit, the Shekinah, the divine dwelling, is in you. Walk that journey with that power. May God bless you. May you walk and keeping His ways. God bless. Have a great day. Bye.